Hey, what is up everyone? In today's video we're talking about the January Sea of Thieves update and everything you need to know about it. So first, probably the biggest thing in this update is the new adventure that just came out. It's the 11th venture and it's called the Secret Wilds, and it's going to be where you go to Madame Olivia Plunder Outpost and you're going to do more stuff with the story of Briggsy. So that should be interesting. The trailer looked very cool, so I'm excited to try this one out. But let's get into the stuff that you really want to hear about, and this is the PvP stuff. So there's been a lot of changes that have come to the PvP system, such as being able to fight with people that are in the same faction as you, rebalance rewards, and just a ton of other improvements. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first is same faction battles. So this allows when you're matchmaking the opportunity for you to battle a crew that's in the same faction that you're battling for, hopefully to reduce the amount of wait time you have for matchmaking. It will first prioritize looking for an opponent in the rival faction, but if no rival can be found after a certain period of time, it will begin searching for crews that are in the same faction as you. I think this is a great update, and I think it will really help with just everything in general. Next is additional battle locations. So the way the PvP system works is it has set locations in the Sea of Thieves world where two people can battle, and it has like the ring around it basically that lets you fight within that area. So there's been a change to that now we've gone from, I think it was 6 before, now to 50 battle locations across the Sea of Thieves. So we should see a lot more variety in the locations we spawn in, as well as just probably be closer to outposts now. There's been some changes to the allegiance system, so crews who are now defeated in faction battle will now receive a little bit more allegiance than they used to. Crews fighting for the Servant of Flame and flying a Reaper's Emissary flag will now earn increased reputation for the Reaper's Bones upon winning a battle, so that's pretty cool. Crews who lose by running out of the battle area will now receive a small amount of allegiance as compensation. So I don't think that's as much as a defeat, just, a bit less. And then they also said in rare circumstances, when crews may find that they are not moved away from a server after sinking while in a faction, in this scenario, crews will no longer receive allegiance for repeatedly sinking the same ship in a server, preventing opportunities for crews to progress faster than intended. So it seems like this was an exploit that people were doing that has now been patched. Next is deterring teaming in battles. Improvements have been made to matchmaking rules to reduce the chances of crews encountering a battle with multiple opposing ships. Crews who discover two faction ships in a battle will no longer be awarded allegiance, streak increases, or hourglass value for joining the fight and sinking the faction ship, as they are not part of this battle. So I think that's another good thing they did. I actually didn't know that before you could earn allegiance and like hourglass value and that kind of stuff for taking down someone else's faction ship. So that's pretty cool that they had that, but I think it's a good idea that they got rid of it. But keep in mind, this doesn't mean that you can't go and fight these people that are fighting. It just means that you won't really earn any allegiance or anything for that. So the last thing is cross-stamp matchmaking. So this is something they talked about a while ago, and basically it's letting players matchmake across different server groups. There's a lot that's to it, a lot of technical stuff. If you're interested in that, I would definitely recommend you go watch that video that Sea of Thieves put out about it. But it's not in this update. They said they're still working on it to make sure it's stable and can actually be useful in game. Next, let's move into some cosmetics. So we got the new Labyrinth Looter Ship collection, as well as the costume, weapon bundle, drum, and then we also got some emotes, like the Pocket Pebble emote that looks pretty cool, or inspiring emote bundle, and this month's free emote, which is the Come On emote. So make sure you go in the store and grab that. There's also the Lunar Festival pet outfits that are here for a limited time, so if you're interested in those, better grab them or you won't have a chance until next year. Moving on to some outpost cosmetics, we have the Bristling Barnacle cosmetics. So this new set includes clothing pieces, ship set, weapons, and equipment that are all purchasable for gold. So go to the different shopkeepers on the outpost and check those out. We also got some new hairstyles for the Wailing Barnacle set, and these can be found at the clothing shop as well. One change I'm really excited for is that in this update we got storage crates pricing being reduced from where it was originally, which was 17,500 gold, now down to 5,000 gold. So this is going to be a lot better for the PvP system, because now you can just buy one storage crate and just go around and grab all your supplies. I think this is going to be fantastic. There are a ton of bug fixes that were as part of this update. I'm not going to go through all of them, but some of the ones that you might be interested in is that treasure can no longer be used around the ship to reduce the damage from cannon fire. So people before were using like chests and stuff as like basically like a shield for their ship, which was making them get an unfair advantage in especially the PvP battle, but just in general. Another one that I'm really happy that they fixed, which was really annoying to me, was that treasure held by a player would no longer float in the air after being harpooned. So it was a situation where if someone was holding something and you try to harpoon it, it would basically be taken from their hand and then it would just float in the air, and then you have to re-harpoon and grab it again. So that's a good one that's fixed. Another one that I think is interesting is Cannonball Crates of the Dam, released when completing Order of Souls Ghost Ship voyages, will now only reward a single Wreath Cannonball. So the Wreath Cannonball is like probably the most deadly cannonball in the game, and now they're limiting this to only one per voyage. So you're going to have to be a lot more thoughtful when using this. Another one that I think keyboard players will be interested in is that the fire and retract actions of the harpoon can now once again be rebounded within the settings menu. So that's always a good one to get. But those are all the more interesting bug fixes that came in this update. Let me know if you saw any other ones in that list that you thought was interesting and that you're really happy that got fixed. But that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed, it'd be great if you hit the like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye y'all.